And welcome to another episode of my show. That's not how I introduce things, but I rarely do anything right here on this channel. No. Hi, how you doing? We got some talking to do tonight. We are talking about Scream 6. That's what we're doing. Let me actually pull that up real quick. I probably just demolished this TikTok live. I don't understand how TikTok live stream works at all. It's over my head. It's over my head. Instead, I gotta fix this over here. I am super excited to talk about this tonight. I know I say I'm excited at the beginning of every episode, but it's because I am. I legitimately am. Because when it comes to talking about Scream, there are few individuals who share my enthusiasm for this franchise as my friend Mark does. So I'm very happy to have him. He's in the digital green room right now. I guess I can't stream to my personal Facebook page anymore. It just does not do that. So whatever. It's not a big deal. But I'm very happy to have him here tonight. We're doing a double fister actually, because right after this, I'm jumping over to his channel and we are talking Leprechaun. He has a podcast called Release Date Rewind. Ooh, that's a tongue twister. Say that 5 times fast. And we actually have some of his stuff on our channel. Mark was so gracious to extend the offer to put it up on our channel. I'm thinking in my head, like, if he's on YouTube, he's got to start putting this stuff on his YouTube channel, which I'm sure he's doing. He'll talk all about it. He'll explain it to us. In any case, we both watched the Scream 6 trailer. I've talked extensively about Scream 6, but now that we've seen the trailer, there's actually reason to speculate, and I can't think of any better person to do it with. So without further ado, here's my friend Mark J. Parker. He's a filmmaker, he's a podcaster, he does casting, he teaches acting, he's an actor himself. Guy is a friggin' Renaissance man. Okay, without further ado. Hey, what's up?
That's so
buddy?
nice. Hi,
How
Jeff. So good to be here.
Back.
So good to see you. I got my little Ghostface. This is technically it's technically like a tiki cup, but I just put remotes in it down here in our little movie theater basement room. But I brought Ghostface. He's with us, and I'm so happy to be here with you.
Tiki. The funny thing that you bring that up about the tiki thing. I have a Chewbacca tiki mug, and I hesitate to drink any liquid out of it because it's just not for drinking.
It's really a decoration, right? It's like
a decoration. I totally agree.
You could put pencils or a ruler or whatever. Like it's too nice to.
It's a container.
Possibly, yeah.
I don't want to put that. There are certain things. It's funny too. I had the same thing with mugs. I'm very careful with certain mugs that I drink out of because I don't want to put them through the dishwasher too many times. I got to be careful. Oh yeah. So there's that.
For sure.
To update before we dive in, I just want to know: you are fully on YouTube now with Release Date Rewind, or are you?
Good question, because you are the YouTube king. I am so impressed with all of your work. I mean, because this is a job, and you have other jobs, and you're a filmmaker as well, and all that stuff. So you're busy. But so yeah, my show is mostly still a podcast. But last year in the summer, it became a video show as well here in Southern Maine on local TV and on Portland Media Center's YouTube page. So video of my episywoods does go on YouTube as well. It's not my own, it's theirs. Which is kind of cool. I mean, we're not even near anywhere of monetization yet. It's still kind of a new thing they're doing, but I can at least say it's also sort of like a little bit of a talk show, YouTube thing. So yeah. So you can see both, but you can see and listen, whatever's your preference. I'm still more of a listener personally.
Sure.
Yeah.
I don't see. I know several friends who do podcast type shows, and they're always recording. Here's the thing: it's like if you're recording to Zoom in the first place, where you actually have video of the recording. In my mind, the logical next step is why not just dump it on YouTube? Put it on your own YouTube channel.
It's so smart.
Yeah, but you're not the only one who doesn't do who has not made this is a very common thing, and I'm always trying to push people unsolicitedly push people to do this thing that they don't need to do. I just for some reason want to push people to do it.
Well, you've had success with this. You know how it goes, and first of all, Jeff, I'm so impressed. I didn't even know TikTok can do live stuff. I
just learned it recently myself, and
good for you.
I'm still exploring the TikTok space. Here's the honest reason why I'm on TikTok is because It's the same reason why I'm on Instagram a little bit, although I do enjoy both. I enjoy the content, but it has helped me to stay media literate. It helps me to learn the vernacular, the colloquialisms, even if I don't use them. It helps me to be enlightened, and I like that. So that's why I'm on Twitter, because that's where I get all my news from. So it's like, you know, it's like, you know, that's the thing. It's like we can get news from, you know, people are struggling in today's day and age with legacy media, and you know, we've seen this over and over again. This narrative of like how legacy media is all about sensationalism for views and clicks and blah blah blah, not really reporting the news. And that's why I kind of like Twitter, because it's like break fast, light speed information, and it's information that's being verified by so many people all at the same time, which is different than, say, Facebook. I don't know. I just think it's a good thing. But
I'm still surprised we even still have Twitter. I thought by now it was going to explode or implode.
I thought it was going to implode too.
It's still here.
Well, I just want to say that a lot of my comments are a pre-Elon Musk Twitter, are related to pre-Elon Musk Twitter. Twitter has been going downhill since Elon Musk has acquired it. And yes, I thought it was going to be destroyed too. I stopped putting as much effort into Twitter once that blue verified checkmark thing started to happen, because I'm going, what the hell is the point? Like, honestly, what is the point of if you're just going to be, if you have to pay to play, then I don't want to pay. I don't want to play.
Did you have the blue verified check?
No, fuck no.
Okay, I was going to say, wow. Yeah, because now you have to pay a monthly fee to have it or something crazy, right? Like, okay, that's just, whoever does that is, sorry, but that is some Triangle of Sadness, like dumb shit right there.
Did you see Triangle of Sadness, by the way?
We just watched it on New Year's Eve. Wow,
movie
Jeff.
of the year.
After White Lotus and now Triangle of Sadness, I mean, I am all for these vacations from hell, the elite.
Dude, White Lotus. Holy shit. I love White Lotus.
Yeah, I thought season 1 was great, but season 2 somehow was even better.
They're both, and you know what's so funny? They're so subtle. Like, it's not like these big epic things are happening. It's just all like relationship character stuff. I just want to say, you don't have this problem. I have this problem about, so there's like this new thing on YouTube. We cannot curse. You're not a cursor anyway. No, you didn't curse. I was the one who cursed.
I think I said SHIT, but sorry.
You might have, but I dropped a couple F-bombs. So like, but I now really, like I said to myself before I even get on the show, you got to tell every guest that they have to be careful. Yeah, because they will demonetize your video now for cursing. Straight up. You just cannot curse. I know it's hard enough to make a buck, but that's not a slight on you or anything, because I don't think you even cursed. I'm just saying, I realized that I caught myself in the middle of doing that. Also, you have to see the menu if you have not seen the menu.
I'm so glad, because I feel like that's the third
movie of the year. Yeah.
And with the White Lotus effect, the elite getting,
it's all, that's the theme. That's the theme of 2021, 2022. Sorry, 2022 is what I meant to say.
Right.
Okay, let's talk about, we got to dive into this, because we're already at 8 minutes, because as you said, we would effortlessly talk, just go gab and gab and gab. All right, so just a little thing about Scream 6. We knew Scream 6 was coming, riding on the success of Scream 5. Mark was my guest for my Scream 5 episode. And we went, that was about a year ago. And we dived deep. We talked about Scream 5 is almost as long as the movie was. Like, we really just cut into it. And I know Mark had problems with the movie. I had problems with the movie. And one of the there were a couple of main takeaways. And since Scream 5 has come out, we've now learned that our dear, lovely goddess, Neve Campbell, aka Sydney Prescott, is sitting this one out, rightfully so. So
that was hard news. That was over the summer, and I remember being in my kitchen. I was standing there, and I was like, "Oh wow," I mean, I've gotten over it. I think I'm okay with it.
I'm okay with it now,
because as long as we have Gale, and I know Kirby is back. We have both Courtney Cox and now Hayden Panettiere. So I mean, because like you and I have said, Jeff, what we do like about these sequels, obviously they will never be as good as 1 and 2. I recently rewatched 2 for its 25th anniversary, and man, that is a amazing sequel.
Yeah, dude.
But at least it is nice, I have to say. It's like the before sunrise, before sunset, before midnight trilogy, which I want another one of those. I really do like seeing my friends again. And I remember you agreed.
Sure.
It's nice. So at least we have some friends returning. And of course, people from 5, but I'm talking about, some of the oldies.
Right.
So yeah, it's a bummer about Neve, but, maybe 7? We'll see. Do you think she's done for good?
What happened was, and for anybody who's not familiar, they were doing their negotiations for, they're doing their negotiations for the new movie, and they lowballed her. From my understanding, they lowballed her in a very insulting way. Remember, she's been there for 5 movies, and for them to say, for them to not give her what is due to her. And I'll tell you, there might be a little bit, I don't want to say that there was any lead piping, like Nancy Kerrigan lead piping, but like the fact that Courtney Cox is a executive producer.
Let's talk about it. Okay.
Yeah, that's interesting. That's makes me wonder if behind the scenes that there might be. Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, Mark. Hello.
It makes me wonder. That's our sponsor, riotstickers.com, Sharpie Riot in the house. No, it makes me wonder if there is some bad blood.
I am so glad. I'm so glad you're talking about this, Jeff, because also, like, I know this kind of came out this week. I saw a couple weeks ago someone had posted, or maybe it was on this actual official website. It said her name as an EP. I figured they all were EPs on the last one because that's so common now, but it's not.
Right.
They weren't, I should say. But here's what I'm thinking. And I know some fans in the various Facebook groups that were part of the Scream groups are thinking like, oh, that's shady. I have a feeling, and maybe, I don't know, I'm an optimist, but Courtney Cox is a very smart person. I have a feeling she is, you can't be around this long and be that awful as an actress. So I just have this feeling you can get away with it, unfortunately, if you're an exec or all that stuff. But as an actress like her, I mean, she's got so many followers. She's so funny. I just have this feeling she got that credit because she's smart. She might have, I know apparently on the last film, and I forget if we talked about this, Jeff, apparently she was very vocal and was constantly saying, sounding a little bit annoying, that like, oh, this isn't what Wes would have wanted, so she was kind of their guide. Really? Yes, I did read that somewhere, that she was constant. And I guess when, hopefully everyone's seen 5 if you're seeing this, but Dewey,
it's been a year, man.
Yeah,
spoilers if you haven't seen it. I mean, come on.
But Dewey gets it, unfortunately, but it was definitely time for at least one of them, and he was the one to get it. And she had even said, like, let's shoot it a different way so that we can see and test audiences, so she was very vocal. So I have a feeling this whole EP thing came a while ago, and so they just agreed. And also, I wouldn't be surprised if Courtney Cox, once she heard the news about Neve, if she was like, wait a minute, Neve, let me get you on the phone. Girl, what's going on? Let's talk it through. I'm doing it. I would like you to, like, those two I just feel like are partners. I don't think Courtney Cox is the kind of lady.
She's not, I don't think she's, I don't want to believe that she's like that. I just can't. I'm just trying to understand a world where she's an EP and her friend is getting like, I know, lead piped, and that she's not like, yo, if she walks, I walk, because we've done 5 Scream movies together, known each other for 3 friggin' decades almost. Like, it's kind of crazy.
It is kind of crazy. You bring up a good point, and I do feel like, I don't know if we'll ever get it, but we do need her or someone to like really talk about what happened, because they've talked about it here and there. We know it's about money. The directors I know have said like, oh, it was devastating, and apparently the script really had to change. And if you remember when they were shooting the summer 6, they recently, I forget where I read that, but apparently it was like a devastating change to the script. I know there are different theories. Was it 1 scene? Was it 2? Apparently it was only a few days, and I guess that's why they lowballed her. But apparently, I do remember when they were shooting in like June in Montreal for 6, they were supposed to start on like a Monday, and they postponed it like 3 or 4 days. And that was most likely because they had to revise the script. So I also have this feeling that, I don't know, I just feel like Courtney's on the phone with Neve, and then she's in the meeting with Kevin Williamson and the directors and the writers. And she might have just been part of the revision of, well, okay, how do we do this without Sydney? So maybe that's why she got her EP. That's kind of what I'm thinking.
Or listen, this is really giving Courtney Cox the benefit of the doubt here. Or what happened was Courtney Cox was like, this is messed up. I'm going to walk.
Oh.
And they're like, look, don't walk. what's done is done. We'll make you an EP. And Courtney Cox was like, okay, I'll take
You
it.
might have totally cracked the code because Courtney, again, is smart. She knows, oh, this might look bad for me because everyone
Right.
loves me, but everyone loves Neve.
Because I
All the
don't remember
fans,
her being an
right?
EP was not like that was not on Front Street until like that
No.
had to be. I want to believe that's what I want to believe. That I don't know like that's or at least I should say that's the only other sort of conclusion that I could come to that really makes sense for their relationship, for what
Yep.
I know about Courtney Cox, and what seems to make sense. For and God bless Neve Campbell for having that kind of respect. All of
Mhm.
that stuff aside, when we were last spoke about this, I was saying, and I think you might have said it too, or maybe we agreed about it, that at this point, like I don't need
Mhm.
them in my screams anymore. But it lends itself also to a bigger question that I want to pose to you next, just to finish this thought. I don't need them in like you got these new characters. Look at what happened to Jenna Ortega in the year.
Oh my God, what a year.
Imagine if that had happened before she signed on to do Scream 6. Holy hell. They
Right.
probably got her for such I mean, they're
Yeah.
really posed to do some really tremendous stuff because they probably locked her in at whatever her rate was and optioned her for a sequel. She's blown up, so she has that star power. And
Mhm.
I have a feeling that we're slowly going to see her shift to the center character. It's going to shift in this one big
I
time,
would
and then it's going
love
to
that.
move over to 7. It's going to be all about Jenna Ortega. And, they'd be smart to do that. She's got the draw now, man. I mean,
Oh yeah.
people,
And
yeah,
also it's just good storytelling. I would love if in Scream
sure.
6, Samantha, played by Melissa Barrera, because I know she's sort of our lead, right? I would love if she
Well,
gets a Randy-esque killing in the middle of the movie, right?
or even better, that's good. How about this?
Hmm.
Two sisters who are already, sort of divided by their lineage, right? Because Sam has a different father
Yeah.
from Jenna, right? And her
Mhm.
father was one of the evilest men on the planet. And if she slowly morphs into the antagonist a la Star Wars prequels and turns into, it's Anakin versus Obi-Wan Kenobi, you have
Oh yeah.
Jenna Ortega versus Melissa. And that would be far more interesting because and that actually folds right into this question I was wanting to ask you.
Ooh,
Here's the
okay.
biggest issue with Scream, even bigger than bringing back the legacy characters. And the problem with bringing back legacy characters is this: when you put a legacy character to bed, and we talked extensively about the arcs, guys, go check out the episodes that Mark and I have done. We've done 2 Scream episodes, and they were really
Mhm.
freaking good. Dived really deep. Um, Sydney Prescott and Dewey and Gale, their arcs were complete. They were put to bed, and every time you take them off the shelf, you were unraveling all of the work that was done in the story work, the character work that was done in the previous films. Leave it alone because you
Mm.
devalue what has come before. Dewey survived every single movie only to be killed in the 5th movie is BS to me because
Oh.
it's like, dude, like, so what? It's like, why do we care? Then why are we so happy that he survives at the end of 2? You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't matter. It's like, it like takes away if you are one of those people that like can't stop after a certain one. Maybe for you, you're like, oh, my screams end after Scream 2. But for those people where that's not the case, it's like, oh, well, he eventually will, bite the dust. So what does it matter? It like takes away from you're
Mm.
taking away from it. You're
That's
undoing it.
interesting.
I mean, a lot
Yeah.
of people had that problem with Star Wars. They had that problem with Luke Skywalker's character. Like the fact that episode 8 kind of devalues what happens in the original trilogy because we know what's going to happen. I don't know that there's that aspect. And then the other aspect is that you, with having the legacy characters keep coming back, is that they lean too heavily on them, or they just like we don't need to see what's going on with the legacy characters. You need a constant that's not predicated on the legacy characters. And that's Scream's biggest issue. And that's the big, meaty question here is what makes Scream Scream without Sydney Prescott? If you just keep having these Ghostface, it's like, it's so like, yes, we're suspending our belief, but it's like, it's like, how much belief can you really suspend? How many coincidental? I mean, it just gets ridiculous after a while. You need, part of why Halloween and Freddy Krueger and all those things work so well is because the killer is the constant.
Yeah.
The killer always comes back, and that is the driving force of your thing. If your lead is your driving force, if Sydney Prescott is your driving force and she defeats the Ghostface every time, you have to come up with a really implausible way, or you have to try to find a plausible way to bring back this copycat. How many copycats are there going to be for the same person, for the same people? How many times? 5 times in a row?
Right.
And I was complaining. I was saying after Scream 3, I'm like, why doesn't she carry a gun at all times on her person? It's like, she should have a gun at every, like, she should be the best target practice person. She is the reason. She is the sole exception to the rule of like concealed carry, like being illegal.
Oh, totally.
Like that's like all those wackadoo reasons why, we need to have guns on our person. And, they're kind of wackadoo. And it's like, no, like I legit need to have a gun on me because people are always trying to kill me.
Right. Yeah. And it is funny because like, I that's why, I like moments in 4, and we've discussed the franchise, and 4 has one of the most fun motives.
Right.
But 4 was a mistake in that we brought the Legacy 3 back, and they were all pretty much front and center, especially Sydney, when she probably should not have been so front and center, right?
Right.
And she wrote a book, and she's not carrying the gun. Like, that could have been the Linda Hamilton, Sarah Connor moment for Sydney, as and I feel like we got it
way. She could have become a Sarah Connor character for sure, 100%.
Which maybe might have been better. I don't know. It just kind of seemed like, okay, that was 11 years after the previous one, and they weren't really all that different. And I think that 4 just sort of
Prescott biatch.
yeah, exactly. So I don't know. I think 4 was just the strangest one, probably because the layout with bringing everyone back and having them just kind of do the same thing. At least 5, and we have our problems with 5, but 5, they at least truly are supporting, even if it feels a little on Neve's part. It feels a little lukewarm, but
right. That brings us to Scream 6.
Yes. So now that brings us to Scream 6.
We're in the city. Yeah.
I have to just say, Jeff, I just have to tell everyone, I'm not going to sue, but I mean, my Scream fan film that came out a year ago, I released it, is set in New York City, guys. So, I mean, I didn't have any cool shots of the city because actually it was just shot in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. But I mean, it's set in a production office in New York City. So I'm just saying my film came first. So check that out on YouTube. But no,
link is in the description, guys. And for those of you on TikTok Jeff. Right now, go to YouTube where we are live. You could actually hear the other half of this conversation that you were missing out on because I don't know how
That's funny.
TikTok Live works. But we're talking about Scream 6 over on YouTube, the Frumess YouTube channel. Link is in my bio. Sorry, I see people.
They're like, are you just practicing something? Are you just talking to yourself? Right. But no, I have to say, Jeff, one great thing though about them copying my idea, I'm just happy we are not in Woodsboro anymore. I don't think we need to go back there for a while. Which is what
you said. You were like, we need to get out of Woodsboro. That was a big thing for you.
Because obviously 1 and then 4 and 5, but even 3 on that Hollywood set, it's in Stu's house. I don't want to go anywhere near Stu's house. We have explored Woodsboro, so it's nice to do what 2 did. Now we're following people to college in a whole different area, and how cool the city. I hope we get some fun, like Dress to Kill 80s.
Oh, they're gonna do some. First of all, obviously, so in the trailer we have them on Halloween night, and people are dressed up as Ghostface.
What do you think about it? Maybe being set at Halloween time. That's a bold move.
Well, that's what I think they've done. By the way, just to say, I am really happy, or I'm actually quite looking forward to Scream 6 because now that Dewey is gone, unfortunately, and you didn't need Dewey to die, but now that Dewey is gone, Sydney Prescott is both fortunately and unfortunately gone, because really, what would I have wanted her to be in Scream 6? Just a cameo, just a little, that's it. So now we have our characters. We have Melissa, we have Jenna, and we got the twins that survived, and they're in New York City on Halloween, and people are dressed up as Ghostface, and I have a feeling we're going to have a lot of sort of confusion. You have the Halloween parade on West Avenue, right? That's going to be something else. You have, you know, I don't know why, who knows why they're there, but here's my big head scratching question in that first big question. Does seeing all of these ghost faces on Halloween trigger Melissa's character to unlock the Billy Loomis psychosis within her, causing her to be a proper constant ghost face? Because that would be interesting. That's her footledge into having a reoccurring ghost face instead of killing off Ghostface at the end of every single Scream movie.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Well, that was the original plan for 4, 5, and 6 was, what's her name? Jill, Emma Roberts was, right? And Kevin Williamson has confirmed that. He was on a
Sydney's
podcast.
Cousin.
Yes, Sydney's cousin was actually really going to survive and go to college, and we know her secret, but there's a ghost face that also kind of knows her secret. So I would love if they copy that. I don't know if they would have the balls to just do something that has already been explained to us.
Where else are they going to go with it? And I got to tell you, they were going up and down about like, oh my God, Scream 5. I can't believe they cracked the code. They figured it out. And it was just total. It was kind of BS. I was kind of like, what did they crack? They didn't crack anything. I mean, it's just more of the same. I couldn't believe the motivation. So it's like, I'm very apprehensive about giving them
I hear you.
The benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think they cracked a code. I think it was just a tastefully done, good, scary,
entertaining. It was entertaining.
Yeah,
there was a lot of great entertaining moments in it.
And I think Gale and Dewey had some really nice emotion between them.
Right.
And you know, it was a nice, you know, but like I said, enough with Woodsboro, and honestly, enough with the third act party. Because even my husband Greg, when we were watching it, we're like, oh my God, another party, and especially another party in Woodsboro. Keep in mind, everybody, there has been a party at the end of every movie except for my favorite sequel, 2. Yes, there is a fraternity party where the boyfriend, but we're there for 10 seconds. The drama's in the car with Sydney and her roommate. Then it's on the stage. So I'm hoping that this whole Halloween party stuff, I mean, that should be the opening. Get the party out of the way in the beginning, then no parties.
Or have it be the constant. Have it be Halloween. They are on a trip in New York City. They're surrounded by Ghostface, and something is going on. And how do you show that full charactership? Because they alluded to it in Scream 5, and you wouldn't start going there. Why introduce us to Billy Loomis's daughter if she is not going to eventually be taken over by the psychosis? It's literally the only possible thing. And the truth of the matter is, I mean, they've created this incredible way, you know, whether he looks goofy or not, they've created this incredible way for Skeet Ulrich to return again and again as Billy's ghost, which I thought was, you know, rather creative, considering that you have to have some sort of connective tissue to the original Scream in some kind of way. Dewey's gone, Sydney's gone, Gale, I don't even know why is Gale, like, how is Gale going to show up? And of all people, sorry. Go ahead. I
was going to say, okay, so everybody, I guess this isn't copywritten because I'll tell you, and I'm not part of the movie, but my idea for the New York set Scream. So we've established Gale is a New Yorker, which makes sense. I don't know if she ever was, but it makes a lot of sense late in life for her to be a New Yorker because she's that kind of girl. And I hope we get that sassy Gale back, because we didn't get much of her in 5, and I'm ready for the sass, right? But so she has a morning talk show, a big successful talk show, and I'm hoping, and I know she says at the end of 5, I'm not going to write another book on these killers like I have with every other killer. I'm going to write a book about Dewey. So I am hoping that, can't you just like picture it? I think it would, I mean, I don't know, maybe I'm out of it, but I think this would be sick. She has the returning Woodsboro survivors on her show. They are celebrating Dewey, a hero.
You just knocked it. You just fucking.
And she has Kirby back. Reveal. Oh my gosh, this girl Kirby, you're from Woodsboro too.
Yes,
hi Woodsboro.
It's an Oprah. Together, Mark.
Thank you. It's an Oprah special. Gale's in the middle. Maybe Gale has like a Samara Weaving because she's in the cast. Maybe Samara Weaving is like her number 2 co-host, and there's some fun, Jennifer Jolie, Parker Posey stuff going on. Not too much because Scream 3 we know is a little much. But so she has the survivors, and they're talking about.
Fan of this
Guys, I'm gonna try to say this as quickly as possible because I don't want to take up. But so she's got the gang, and they're talking about their experiences. It's a little bit of sad stuff. They're raving about Dewey, who helped each of them in ways. Gale's near tears. All of a sudden, now I don't know if it's this kind of show or what, but you have one option. Oh, we have a live caller. Ooh, it's Ghostface. That's fun.
Of course,
I don't know if that's a little
caller. No.
Like,
yes.
I see, that's the thing. If it's morning talk show, I mean, I guess they do that.
No,
but that's
and then it's streaming.
Night.
Everything's streaming live while it's happening. There's like a real time sort of.
So that's option 1. Option 2 is question from the audience. Wendy Williams style. Can you imagine? Like, how you doing, Gale?
Right.
So then someone's in the audience, and Ghostface has paid him or her or something to say like some terrible thing or something, and I don't know, there's like a scare in the crowd with this stranger, and all of a sudden someone dies in the crowd. I don't know. There's got to be something. Please, directors and writers, give me something. I want to see Gale in her studio. I feel like we have known Gale for 26 years now. She's wanted this. We've never seen her at home. We've seen her at home briefly with Dewey in 4, but I've never seen Gale living alone. I think it could be really fun if we somehow see a little bit of her alone. Her, I could just see a wall of all of her notes and all of her whatever.
Sure.
But I want to see Gale chased again, like in 2. I just want anyone chased because we haven't had a good chase in a while. But how fun would it be if we have a little nod to Scream 2 when she's running through the studio at school? She's running through her talk show studio, maybe with some of the others, and hiding amongst the equipment. Like, just all I ask is, please give me some talk show stuff. Something's got to happen. In another perfect world, we have not only Skeet Ulrich can come back. I want to see his dad from Scream 1, and
where is the dad?
Where is the dad? I'm still upset that actor is. I know he's around. He's around. I'm still upset we never really got actual closure with Sid's dad in 4. Apparently he was alive, but then they just said he died, and there's no
that was weird.
And as you know, at least the early films, and even now this one, it's all about family. There's family history going on.
Scream is always about family. And here's the thing about family. Family can be really sticky. And you know what else is sticky? Stickers. Stickers are sticky.
There you go.
And here on the channel, we are sponsored by riotstickers.com. We are doing a special promotion with riotstickers.com. Let me tell you a little bit about it. Basically, for $79, you can get 1,000 stickers. As you can see, they do great work. Look at this banner was printed. Yeah, they do it. Sharpie Riot does a great job. So these stickers right here, they have a UV coating. They're printed on vinyl. They are waterproof. They are weatherproof. Like I said, 1,000 stickers, $79. That's 7 cents per sticker, 3 inches by 3 inches. The only place you can get this deal is with the link in the description. That's riotstickers.com/Frumess, FRUMESS. That's riotstickers.com/Frumess. It's the only way you are going to get this incredible deal. And let me tell you something. You can go and search on the internet. You are not going to find a better deal on stickers. So if you have something that you want to put on a sticker, a logo, just like this is my logo right here. You got a logo you want to put on? Go to riotstickers.com, slap it on. Let's play the 60-second Less Than Jake theme song. And we will be right back with our friend Mark as we continue to talk about Scream 6.
We make stickers, banners, and buttons too, posters and promo cards. There's nothing we can't print for you. From stage backdrops to bass drum heads, we can print on shirts, we can print on hats, we can print on pants. Cheap prices and high quality.
we are back. Whoa, what happened there? That was weird. There he is. Wait, what? Mark, are you there? Oh, Mark froze. Mark froze. What happened? Something happened. There he is. Are you there? Can you hear us? Oh no, you are muted. I can't hear you. Oh, let's try it again. Hello. 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 No, you are muted. Here, Mark, real quick. I'm gonna kick you out. Come right back in. I'm gonna kick you out real quick. Mark will be right back. Something happened to him on the stream. So, where were we? We're talking about Scream 6, the new trailer. Let's talk about actually watching the trailer. You know, they don't give too much away. We know that they're in the subway. We know that there's a bunch of ghost faces. Who knows if it's a teaser? Who knows if it's the opening? I want to believe that it's taking place during Halloween, the West Side Halloween, the West Village Halloween parade. That's what I really think. Hello.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay,
that was weird. Sometimes, hey, things happen. Things happen.
Yeah, I don't know. But I'm back.
Did you finish? I'm sorry. Did you finish your? We were talking
My
about
rant?
family. Yeah. Did you? No. Did you have? Was there anything more to the plot?
No. Yeah, that I would just love for Samantha to meet. I think his name is Hank Loomis. I should know because
right. Her grandfather.
Yes, her grandfather. And, you know, if Skeet's back, I know this will never happen, guys, but man, wouldn't it be so awesome to just see a sliver of Grandmom? Because she's one of my favorite killers, Mrs. Loomis. I would just love...
have like her
right?
ghost appear too?
Oh, please, please, Jeff, please. Or they don't have to be together. They don't have to like stand there being like, Sam, you know. But if Grandma's just... I don't know.
That is crazy. Grandma, son, and granddaughter, all killers.
Here's okay, realistically, because Laurie Metcalf, she's an Oscar nominee now. She's probably like, oh, that was fun when I did Scream 2, but I'm good.
Right.
But I just want someone to mention her because I didn't love in 5. The only killer mentioned was Billy Loomis when, you know, we had Mrs. Loomis. And also, you know, I know he's kind of polarizing, but Sydney's, you know, half brother Roman was a pretty huge killer.
Roman masterminded everything, man.
So
he's the Emperor Palpatine of the whole situation,
right? So, and I'm sure you've seen the new poster, Jeff, the subway map. Have you checked that out?
Yeah. You sent that to me, and I love it. I think it's great. And
because they have not only all the victims but all the killers, and they all point to Sam.
What? I didn't notice that.
Oh yeah, the killers are at the top. So Sam Carpenter is the biggest circle. So that's why I'm like, wait a minute, are they now?
Hold on, hold on. Let's pull this poster back up because I didn't see that in there. I wasn't looking that close.
So it's what I love is, and this is interesting. What I love is
break it down for us. Break it down for us as I pull it up. Go ahead.
It's every character that has died. Excuse me. So we don't see Sydney and we don't see Gale. You know, anyone who survived. But we at the very top in the biggest circle. So it's, you know, like a kind of a subway map, different lines. It's cute how they do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 6 is in construction, they say. But so it's the shape of Ghostface, and every stop is a victim. And they even have the officers really from different films. But so Sam Carpenter, our lead, is at the top, which that immediately you're like, wait a minute. So are they saying that she dies? Which that could be an interesting twist to the franchise. Us knowing that our lead will die. We just don't know how she will die, right? That's interesting. But so every dot closest to Sam Carpenter is a killer. It says Billy Loomis. It says Amber Freeman.
I wasn't even looking. Oh my God.
Yeah, zoom in, baby.
Map, dude. Hold on.
Zoom in.
Pull that in. I'm pulling that ish up right now.
Right? It says Billy, Amber, Mickey, Jill, and Roman. Those were the last killers of their movies.
Oh, dude, I thought these were subway stops. I wasn't even looking that close. Here we go. This is the poster. And by the way, can we just talk for a minute about the ridiculousness? The whole time they've been doing Scream 1, they've been doing 2, 3, 4. Then they just do Scream, and now you're going to switch over to Roman numerals?
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Scream, or where's my Scrixime, or my my Screex, like, you know, like, or my Six Cream or something. It's like, it's weird to do Scream and then, you know, have that at the end. I don't know. Did Mark froze again? Mark is frozen. He'll either come back, or maybe I'm frozen. It's very possible that I could be the frozen one. We'll see. We're going to find out in about 2 seconds. This thing will reset. Don't you hate it when that happens? No, it was definitely Mark. It was not me.
Can you hear me?
There it is. Yeah.
Whoa,
I thought I froze. No, don't worry. Usually that's me who that happens to.
Yeah. What was I gonna? Oh,
Yeah,
can you still hear me?
Yeah. Here's the screen. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in construction. This is a brilliant poster.
I know, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. What we were talking. What I was talking. I was complaining about the Roman numerals and why we didn't get 6 cream or whatever.
Yeah, what I was gonna say, Jeff, what I'm thinking is I actually don't mind this. It's clever. I
totally I mean, it folds in. It folds in.
I totally know what you mean because I love the numbers. I just I liked how, they weren't trying to do something different. It's just 2, 3, 4. Seeing this though, it just makes me wish with 5, why didn't you just do the red V? Then you still can call it Scream, but at least you're showing us the 5, right? So
right.
I don't know.
Well, one thing for certain, first of all, this is really cool. So Mark might have already said this, and I just wasn't paying close enough attention. So if he did, forgive me. But yeah, so now that I see a visual representation, I really sort of get what they're doing here. The red line, the 1, is that everybody who died in 1 is on the 1 stop. Everybody who died in 5 is on the 5 stop, like that sort of thing. Everybody who died in 2 is on the 2 stop. 3, it's all color coded here. And as Mark said, everything seems to begin, or at least seems to all stem from Sam Carpenter. Here's how I determine. This is what I determined from that. Now, here's the one interesting thing. Couple interesting observations here. Observation number 1 is, and you see Kirby Reed is closed because she survived. Okay, here's my breakdown of what I'm seeing. Who are the closest people to Sam Carpenter? All the killers.
Yep. That's what I was saying. Yeah,
well, that's what you were saying that. So I think that is ample evidence that Sam Carpenter is indeed, as we've already preluded to. This isn't a revelation because we saw her kill someone at the end of the first movie. Motivated by her father's by the ghost of her father. So it's obvious that Sam is probably going to turn into Ghostface. And maybe that's what it's about. Maybe they're all triggered by the Ghostface on Halloween or something or whatever, something that's slowly pushing Sam to become Ghostface. So Scream 6 is all about Sam becoming Ghostface, or going on a rampage as Ghostface and being able to hide it. And that will eventually give way to what happens into Scream 7. And you have Tara, Jenna Ortega as Tara, who will basically become the new Sydney.
Yeah, I love that. And even if, here's the thing, Sam only needs to kill one person because maybe there's a dueling Ghostface, and there's another.
True.
Like she's just got to kill one person.
I don't want there to be, though. It doesn't make any sense. Why is there a Ghostface? The only Ghostface that should be in New York, in my opinion, in my personal opinion, it would be Sam. I don't know why would there be another. How many fucking copycats are going to target the same group of people?
Okay, that
just doesn't work for me.
That's interesting. Okay, well, with my idea for my version of 5, which my short is sort of the opening of it, that's set in New York. My killers would have been, okay, let me think. So actually, in my version, Kirby is definitely dead. She's not coming back. And so the Gale's intern actually is Kirby's sister. So there is a killer from her younger sister, and so I had that this girl's in New York, but she is from Woodsboro. It's kind of hard to do Scream killers where there isn't some connection to Woodsboro, right? So my 2 killers actually were 2 women. So it was Kirby's sister in my version, and then it was the actress, because in my version, they are making a Stab TV series because obviously TV is king, and so everything's being rebooted into TV. So they are making a TV series of it, and the actress,
it's in the office with the secretary or whoever. What is her? She's the exec or something? Or
the exec and her assistant. Yep. And so in my kind of feature idea, the killer reveal would be not only Kirby's sister as this production intern, but the actress playing Sydney's mom. So we tie into mom, and how deranged would it be if mom, actress, and Sydney are fighting and she's deranged and she's saying, "Come to mommy," and all that stuff. So I kind of thought that. So, who could the killer be this time? I mean, it would be Sam, and there's got to be someone in New York that's tied to Woodsboro, or else we get what we got with 5, where Richie was not from Woodsboro. He was just a deranged fan, which wasn't bad, but was not an exciting reveal.
Okay, I'll
for
tell you
me.
this. Okay, how about this? Here's what I would accept. Here's what I would find acceptable personally.
Yeah.
I could imagine Sam falling for somebody who has what's it called, homicidal tendencies or psychopathic tendencies like her,
Mm-hmm.
and is maybe already murdering people or something that normalizes the idea of being a killer.
Oh, interesting.
And that makes her flirt with and eventually decide to become Ghostface herself. So maybe Scream 6 doesn't actually deal with a Ghostface killer until maybe the end, where she, turns into that. She accepts that mantle.
Yeah.
And that the whole time she's like slowly unraveling and sort of like allowing herself to cross that line, and maybe someone she is intimate with is the catalyst that pushes her over. So it's so in that way, I find it very plausible that you could continue the Scream thing. People are being murdered. You're having your whole slasher party, but then the Ghostface element comes in at the end, and it's like, it's very unconventional. It's different. It's bold. It's daring, and no one's going to expect it, even if people are pissed off that they don't have Ghostface for the majority of the film. But at the end of the day, Ghostface was never really the draw. It was always the thing that people love about Scream is the mystery, the whodunit aspect of it all.
Mm-hmm.
And as long as you have that, interesting enough, and you have the characters carrying over from Scream 5, that why couldn't it be that way? And then at the very end, her significant other, this person that sort of opened this door for her, helped her to like step through fully. The door is already open, but helped her to step through the door. They die in some tragic way. It's only Sam who sees her paramour as a misunderstood individual, right? Like they're not bad, they're just misunderstood, and I understand them. And then when that person is taken from her, that allows her to fully be consumed by the darkness of her father, who's there in her ear. Maybe even the individual is stifling her father's voice. And then the father's voice comes back in full swing. I mean, there's so much there. And obviously, this is all incredibly speculative. But again, like I said, that's what I would need for them to really just do something fresh, daring, something that's solid, something that is worthy of Scream. Because what was Scream all about? It was about, subverting expectations. And that's what Kevin Williamson is all about. And so I want to hope that something in that kind of sauce is going to be involved.
Yeah, that's really interesting. And, as you were talking and explaining that, I was envisioning this could be kind of cool and sick to see like a death, mid-movie where the killer is not wearing a mask. Like, whoa.
Right.
Like that, we've never seen that before. That only really happens at the very end, during the reveal. So that's pretty cool. And also, Jeff, I was remembering, I'll quickly throw out this. They've released 2 pictures of Ghostface from this new movie. One was when the teaser came out, and one was just the other day, kind of standing at night in front of a church, which looks cool. But the first one, did you see it? It shows a Ghostface with a really old mask. Kind of like a Michael Myers-esque, it's really crumbly. So like, some people are like, oh, is that from a new Stab iteration, kind of mocking Halloween, which that could be something. Or some people are like, oh, is this like the original Billy mask that
all right, ready? I'm going to tie all this shit together for you right now. I'm going to tie this all together. I'm going to tie together yours to mine, that mask, and then we're going to wrap it up because we have to move over to your show.
Yes, okay.
So that's what we're going to do. And we're at 49 minutes, which is perfect. So ready for this? Is how we're going to wrap up the show. Okay. Mark was so on the ball. They come to New York, right? The thing that brings them to New York is Gale's show for the survivors. And they all agree to do it for some ridiculous reason. Whatever reason that gets them over, they all decide to do it. That's what brings Kirby back. The mask is procured from some evidence locker. or there's some sort of person there who is, this is like an Uber Woodsboro killer, enthusiast who has procured the mask, the original mask, right? In some way, shape, or form. I guess these things remain in evidence, but I feel like people are able to, they get a hold of memorabilia in whatever way, in the way that people are probably into Charles Manson memorabilia, like that sort of vibe. So you have like a Manson historian, except it's for the Woodsboro scene, and they bring the mask. That's what brings the mask element in. Then while they're there, that's when Sam meets this paramour who is murderous and sort of pulls her through to the other side. All of this is happening on Halloween as they're seeing Ghostface. People start dying, and it's because of this lover that Sam has, and Sam slowly allows herself to be sort of consumed by it. And maybe her motivation is because, like, this person like keeps my father's voice out of my head, and like that, all that, then that person is killed. Right. And that's what sends Sam over the edge. Sam doesn't get caught. However, she does get a hold of that mask at some point. That's something I don't know how that happens, but at some point, obviously the historian is just like totally like, begging to, get sliced and diced, because that's what would happen in a horror film, right? So they get got, and Sam gets the mask, and then at the end of the movie or whatever, she puts on the mask, and she truly becomes Ghostface, and that's what and then it's a cliffhanger that opens the door to Scream 7.
The last shot could just be her with the mask on, looking right at camera. Oh,
why not?
Yeah, that's good, Jeff. And as you were talking, the last thing I'll say, I swear,
sure, go ahead.
When they first announced 6, my immediate thought for a motive for a killer could be, and I don't know, maybe you'll think this is cheesy, this is the first time in Scream history that we have so many female survivors. Usually it was always just Sydney and Gale and a couple guys. Well, Sydney, Gale, Dewey, we did have that at the end of 4, Judy, but she died. So we have a bunch of girls. So I was actually thinking, and this was back when I thought Neve was coming back, but at least we have Kirby. There are so many returning females that I thought, oh, what if there's a deranged fan, not just a stab fan, we just did that, but just a horror movie fan who's been watching this story saying, but who's going to be the final girl? There's so many girls. I want to decide, right? And it goes into that.
I like it. You could you could fold that into the thing, into this Frankenstein thing. It works perfectly. Let's see. Now, obviously, Mark will be back on the show.
Oh, thank you. Yeah.
In March, after we both watch Scream 6 to break it down and talk about it. Mark will be the official Frumess Scream correspondent.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I love that.
I dub you the Scream correspondent, and we will be back to see if any of our predictions came true. I suppose we should officially end with, does the trailer leave you excited for what is coming? Are you intrigued?
Yes, I think it's a great trailer. It gives me, like I said, Dressed to Kill. It gives me that great season 2 premiere of The Following, a Kevin Williamson show that was really good in its early years.
Right.
So I'm into it. Now, Jeff, do you think you're going to watch the full trailer when it comes out, or are you going to just end it here at the teaser?
I'm definitely going to end it here at the teaser. I think the reason why I watched this trailer when I made such a big fuss about not watching any of the Scream trailers, I didn't see a single Scream trailer for Scream 5.
Yeah.
The reason why I decided to watch the teaser is because I was pretty let down by Scream 5. Okay. So I was like, I need something to pull me in. And again, I was like, okay, my girl Jenna is there.
Oh yeah.
Everybody's back. Okay, I'm in. Let's do this. I just
remembered, seriously, for real, last thing. My only worry with this is between this teaser and then there was that leaked photo where it showed Kirby with the gang. There are a few moments where it's like the whole gang is together, and I'm a little weary of that. We've never really, think of all the Scream films, we don't always see all 4 or 5 survivors together in one scene, and this movie seems to be doing it a couple times. So I'm just putting it out there. Like, I'm excited, but I'm keeping expectations in a safe place.
We got to do that. Listen, everybody, go follow Mark. He's got a lot of links to a lot of things, but check out Release Rewind podcast. No, Release Date Rewind.
Yes.
I always forget that. It's Release Date Rewind. Link is in the description. Go follow them. Check out the episodes we did. Mark does an episode every month, and he really, while as I just randomly go live and just blah, 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 Mark is on the other side of things where he spends so much time and like really puts a lot of tender loving care into each and every episode that he does.
It's exhausting.
I'm sure it's exhausting. That's why I don't do it.
Yeah.
I just go, okay, it's done. On to the next one.
Right.
But check them out. There's a lot of thoughtful discourse, and he goes through the stats of the movie and like what's going on at the time, like pop culture wise. It's a really great sort of entry point into like those movies, like the cinematic history of those movies. So check that out. As always, we say peace, hair grease, and check out the Patreon. You know what? I'm gonna put up my Patreon thing. You can click out of this, and then I'm gonna end it, and I'll jump onto your show, and I'll see you momentarily.
I'll see you there. Thank you, Jeff. Bye.
Peace and hair grease. Okay, that is that was so great to have Mark on the show. He really does. I love his energy. So join us over on his channel. Or no, I think maybe he's going to prep that episode for. I don't know how he's going to do it. We'll figure it all out. In any case, please support us on Patreon, especially right now, because Patreon is how I'm going to fix my broken keyboard. My keyboard is broken. So buy a coffee, do the Patreon, buy a T-shirt. I'm sorry to. I really don't like to push these things too hard, but I do when I gotta. So it's hard to make a buck these days. Hard to make a buck. Okay. That is that. Let me. Where is it? Darn it. There.
Hey guys, what's going on? It's Jeff. So I've decided to make a Patreon. What is Patreon? I don't know how to define a Patreon. Let me look it up. Patreon is a membership platform that makes it very easy for creators to get paid for the things that they're already creating. I want to do it full time. I want this to be my full-time job. In my efforts to make that happen, I've set up this platform. Is it going to work? Is it going to be successful? I don't know, but I would rather try and crash and burn than not try at all. The goal is to create enough passive revenue so that I can continue to do this full-time, uninterrupted. Why? Because I love to do this. I love creating content. I love making videos. I love shooting films. I love doing podcasts. In case you couldn't tell, I love to talk and I never shut the fuck up. So right now I've kept the Patreon incredibly simple. There's 2 tiers, and that may change in the future. The Murdergram is a simple way to extend support for all of the hours and hours of free content on the channel for nothing more than $1. 38 cents goes to Patreon. What's $1.38, eh? It's less than a cup of coffee, but it's a great way that you can show support for very little effort. When you divide that $1.38 by the hours and hours and hours of time spent listening to this endless drivel of content, the dollar cost average works out. Next up is the YouTube casualty for $6.66. The YouTube casualty is loaded to the gills. Enjoy the archive ad-free, as well as ad-free early access to special docu-style podcast videos, music reaction commentaries, and the like, a month before they drop on YouTube, loaded with ads, I might add. You're also going to get exclusive content and behind-the-scenes content that is not available on YouTube or anywhere else. So you get to peek behind the veil. And believe me, there's a couple of choice pieces. Most of all, more than anything, whether you join the Patreon or not, I just want to thank each and every one of you that comes to the channel, that watches all the shows, that leaves comments, that participates, that subscribes. That's really the most important thing. This is just trying to find a way to earn a living as an artist. And with that, thank you for my TED Talk. Join the Patreon because we need you!
66 cents.